Hey everybody, it's Crystros here, and today we got a new deck list for everybody, and yeah, this one has been a lot of fun, actually super competitive, and I do have to say sorry, it will be my last Penguin deck for a while, yeah, so I do apologize. I've been playing, Suship, Flunderies, Dark Ward's getting its own video. I'm doing the version 2 and 3 of Assault modes. I have a lot of videos coming out, so I do hope you all enjoy, but today will be the last Penguins. And so, with that in mind, let's jump right into it. So we got Small Ward package this time around. So Small Ward Penguin is a really fun deck, actually. It utilizes the new release called Small Ward, and this card is basically you could get any card in your deck that you want at that time frame. Most of the time, you're gonna be trying to search out Water Enchantress. That way, you can go into your Venturer line. We are running DPE still because it's a great card. We're running cards like Baron de Floor, pretty easy to make in this deck, and we still got the Hulk line with the Mecha Fan and Beast of Waradon. This deck is extremely fun. And like I said, it's actually really kind of broken in certain aspects. You can put up a lot of boards that the opponent have trouble getting out of. So, like I said, with all that said, let's get into the card by card. So we got one Puny Penguin, and that's it. Puny Penguin, we're using just as a penguin name. Its graveyard effect doesn't really come up that often. But what it can do, if this card is sent to filter the graveyard after being flipped face up, target one penguin monster in the graveyard and special summon that target. It doesn't come up that often, but it is a level 1, so it is a 1-for-1 target if you want 1-for-1. But most often, you're just using it as an other name. That's all. We got one Despot001. It's a Garnet. You're going to be special summoning this guy off of Mecha Phantom, off of a Waradon, and off of the Mecha Phantom Beast, the 3 token effects. It was special summon itself from the graveyard. So like I said, you're only using it for, it's a brick. You want it in your deck almost all times, but you do draw it, it's at the end of the ward. We are using 2 Ahara. Ahara is a really cool card. If you control no face-up effect monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can banish the card from your hand or graveyard, then target one of your banished war monsters, accept itself, and add it to your hands. This card allows us as an extender. It's a level 1 tuner. It does come up quite a bit. I like to run 1. You can cut this down to the, I'm running 2. You can cut this down to 1 and run Vashuda if you want. So I have 1 Vashuda, 1 Ahara, but I'm running 2 Ahara instead, so I think it's better. So we got 1 Penguin Soldier. You can flip this card face up, target 2 monsters on the field, return those targets to the hand. We got 3 Deep Sea Diva. Deep Sea Diva is a great card. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 3 lower Sea Serpent from your deck, and basically our targets as itself. So you get 2 of itself on the field, 2 Deep Sea Divas, and that goes into your Hulk. Hulk brings out Despot. Hulk and Despot make a Rorodon. Rorodon brings out 3 tokens, brings back your Despot. Then you could go into multiple plays like Baron de Floor. You could go into Salvage. Like there's a bunch of different plays you could go into. Yeah, so like I said, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Actually, probably cut Monk and probably do a Trish. Probably be better. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, sorry, got off track there. We got 1 Note Penguin. Note Penguin is amazing. During either plays turn when effective a penguin monster is activated, you special summon this card from the graveyard. You could only use this effect of Note Penguin once per turn. If a card would be returned from the field to the hand by a penguin card, you banish it instead. We got 3 Ash Blossom as our hand traps, and we also got 2 Called by the Grave to stop your opponent's hand traps. We got 2 Glaciers. Glacier is, if this card is special summon, you can target 1 monster on the field that your opponent controls and return it to the hand. If Note Penguin, that card gets banished. It is a level 3 tuner, really important. We got 1 Ninja. Ninja is this card flip face up. You could target 2 spell or traps your opponent controls and return them to the hands. We got 2 of the new released adventure cards. We are running the adventure engine, and I'll explain what the engine is in a minute. But we got 2 Water Enchantress. Water Enchantress is amazing. If you control an adventure token, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. Add 1 Rite of Aramesir from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you control a adventure token, you can place 1 field spell that mentions the adventure token for your deck to face up on the field zone. Now, we're not using it for this effect, and we're not even using it for its special summon effect. We're using it for its hand effect more than anything. The fact is, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard and add one Rite of Aramesir. It's a great card. You definitely run 2 of these. So like I said, definitely run 2. You definitely need it. We got 1 Destiny Hero Celestial. It's for Destiny Phoenix and Versa package. And we also were running 1 Dasher. Yet again, both of these are bricks. You really don't want them. So we're only running really 4 bricks total. Not that bad. We are running 2 Shahada. Shahada, yet again, if you control no special effect monster, you can special summon it. We're not using it for a special summon whatsoever. You've almost never special summon this card. You're using it as a bridge for your small ward. Basically, you activate small ward, you reveal Shahada, and at that point, you reveal any of your penguins, like your penguin square, and penguin square would get you into your water enchantress. So, like, that's the way to do it. Basically, small ward is really hard to explain, but Shahada's in here for small ward. That's the whole point. We got 1 Great Emperor. Great Emperor is amazing. You contribute this card, special summon 2 penguin monsters from your deck. We got 3 Square. Square is amazing yet again. If a monster is set on your field, accepting damage step, you could special summon this card. Then you could reduce its level by 1 or 2. You could target 1 face down precision monster and change it face up. And that way you could go into your synchro plays. Amazing. You can make this card down to a level 3, or you could make it a level 5 or 4. Like I said, it is really, really good. So, yeah, definitely worth running. Lastly, we got 1 Gryphon. Gryphon is for the adventure card. It's an Omni-Negate, and it bounces back into the deck, so you can just keep special summoning it basically every turn if you can. It's a really good card. It's a level 7. It does come up in some decks. This one, using it for the Omni-Negate. So during the phase, if you control no monsters or control an adventure token, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. When a card or effect is activated while you control an adventure token, quick effect, you can shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, negate the activation. Really great Omni-Negate. You run 1 of them. Any more of it kind of gets bricky. So like I said, run 1, because you can easily search it out with the adventure line. So like I said, so far for the adventure engine, you want 2 Water Enchantress and 1 Gryphon. Now, we got 2 Fusion Destiny, and we do have, we're all running Predator Anaconda for it. We got 3 Small Ward, amazing cards. Then we got 2 Rite of Aramesir. You want to run 2. So for the Adventure Engine, you want to run 2 Water, 1 Gryphon, and 2 Rite. Okay? So Rite of Aramesir is, if you control no Adventure token, you can special summon 1 Adventure token, 2000 attack, 2000 defense, level 4. Then, if you do not control Rightful Adventure, you could place 1 Rightful Adventure from your deck face up in your spell trap zone. You cannot activate the effects of monsters on field the turn you activate this card. So any normal summon, you cannot activate the effect of it. Only special summon monsters. So for this deck, it kind of sucks because it does rely on normal summon every now and then, but it depends on your draw. If you draw really good for your penguin line, do your penguin line. But if you draw the adventure, do your adventure first turn, and it'll help. We got 1 Dracoback. Dracoback is the equip card for the adventurers. Equip only to a monster you control. You can only equip 1 Dracoback. You can only use the following effects of Dracoback once per turn. When this card is equipped to a non-equipped monster, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. It's a really good bounce, definitely worth running. You only want to run 1 of this, by the way. No more, no less. Then lastly, for the adventure line, we got 1 Fateful Adventure. Fateful Adventure, once per turn, the first time a monster you control equipped with the equipped spell would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. You can only use the following effects of Fateful Adventure once per turn. During your main phase, you could add 1 monster that mentions a adventure token from your deck to your hand, then send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. If a monster is normal or special summon, you can take 1 equipped spell that mentions an adventure token from your deck and either add it to your hand or equip it to one of your tokens. Really great card, only run 1 of them, not needed anymore. So, the adventure engine, for anybody out there who wants to know, I will put this in the description, is 2 Water Enchantress, 2 Rite of Aramesir, 1 Dracoback, 1 Fateful Adventure, and 1 Wandering Gryphon Rider. And that is the whole engine. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 cards total, and that's it. It's a great engine. You definitely want to be running this in any deck that could afford it. Now, it is expensive, but yet again, it is definitely worth getting because it makes any deck basically viable at the moment. So like I said, definitely worth running. Then our last 3 cards is Royal Penguin Garden. Royal Penguins is amazing. This card should be, let's just be real, this card's amazing. When this card is activated, you can add 1 penguin card from your deck to your hand. You really want to be adding the Great Emperor. Then once per turn during your main phase, you could decrease the level of 1 penguin monster in your hand or face up in the field by 1, then discard 1 card. So basically, you could add Great Emperor, make it level 4, summon it, tribute it, special summon, Great Glacier and Note Penguin, and make it level 6. Then you could get out Brave with special summon Soldier and special summon Note Penguin from the graveyard. You got 2 cards right then and there. You can make a lot of plays out really quickly, and it's amazing because of it. Now, for our extra deck, we got 1 Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. I still think this card's amazing, and it's still very worth running, so that's why I'm running it. We got 1 Cupid Pitch. This card does come up in scenarios. Basically, if this card's synchro summon increases or decreases this card's attack by the level of the tuner used, this card gains an attack equal to the level times 400. If this synchro summon card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, inflict damage to your opponent to the opponent equal to the new synchro monster summons level times 100. And if you do, you could add 1 level 8 or lower monster with 600 defense from your deck to your hand. This card does come up every now and then as a synchro tuner. Not the best one, but I do like having it just in case. We got 1 Coral Dragon. Coral Dragon, once per turn, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. Yet again, it is also a tuner, does come up. We got 1 Brave Penguin. Brave Penguin is being brave is amazing. The opponent cannot target face down defense special monsters you control with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Penguin Brave once per turn. If this card is synchro summon, you can special summon 1 Penguin monster from your deck in face down defense position. When the opponent activates the effect of a monster quick effect, you can flip 1 face down defense position monster you control face up. Really great card, definitely worth running. We got 1 Shooting Rise of Dragon. It has the same niche as Cupid, but different scenarios. We got 1 Borrowload Savage Dragon. Doesn't come up too often, but yet again, it does. When this card is synchro summon, you could equip 1 Link monster in your graveyard to this card. If you do place borrow counters on it, then it becomes an Omni Negate. Really good card. Does come up. We got 1 Ryzen. Really easy to make in this deck, and it does come up, and it negates spell and trap cards. If you have a water monster in your graveyard, you will always have water monsters, so that card is always live. We do got 1 Trishula. I was running Monk for a while. Trishula makes more sense because simple fact is you can make a level 9 and you have the conditions to make it quite often, and you could target 1 card from each of your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard and banish those cards. So yeah, definitely worth running. We got 1 Baron the Floor as an Omni Negate. We got 1 Link Spider. Link Spider does come up every now and then, but not too often. Basically, it's a way to link off tokens for this effect monster. Then you could go into like your Predator Anaconda, for instance. We got 1 Hulk. We got 1 Coral. Coral is you can special summon any water monster in your graveyard with 1,500 less attack to his own this points to. We got 1 Predator Anaconda, that's for our Fusion Destinies. We got 1 Mecha Phantom Beast of Aurodon, and then lastly, to close out games, Axis Kotaker. And that's the deck. This has been very actual competitive. It's been a lot of fun. I do hope you all enjoy, and I'll catch you all next time. Oh, right. We do got some games to go over, so we'll go straight into the games. Alright, so this first match is against a 60 card, I believe. Was it Destiny Hero or Elementor Hero? Point is, it was 60 cards. It was just kind of crazy. I think more people should. So we're going to activate Small Word to see if he has any plays. He doesn't. So what we end up doing is we revealed our Teeny Spin Shihada. Then we revealed Squire in the deck. Both these will get banished. And for that, we got Water Enchantress. So both those got banished. We do got Water Enchantress. I activate Water Enchantress. I will banish this card to add a Rite of Aramesir. Rite of Aramesir will activate, and at this point I will get a token. And with Fateful Adventure on the field, Fateful Adventure, I will get the Water Gryphon, and then I will discard the Note Penguin. Activate Wandering Gryphon to special summon that Fateful Adventure, and I do get a Draco back, and I'll end my turn. I feel pretty confident here. It's not too much my opponent could do. He actually just sets one, and that's it. I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Draco backs. I'm going to bounce his back row. I go into attack. I do set my Penguin Soldier. It's a Sangan. It's like, this dude, I don't know what he's playing, but I love it. He gets Blaze Man. I love this Elemental Hero deck. Like, I'm going to have to play a 60-card Elemental Hero now. So I go in for 2,000. In my turn, he activates Lightning Vortex. He discards Marshmallow. Like, what the hell? This is OG. I love it. I do end up negating that just to bounce it. Lightning Vortex gets negated and destroyed. At this point, he does normal the Blaze. I'm going to Ash that. I don't want him to get card advantage because he could probably start going off if he really wanted to. So I'm not going to, get that going. At this point, he sets one, and now he attacks my soldier effects. I'm going to bounce his card, but no Penguin comes in. No Penguin effect is going to special summon itself, and then his Elemental Hero will get banished at that point. So that gets banished, mine gets destroyed, and then he ends his turn, goes to mine. I draw Glacier. I do activate Draco, bounce, and at this point, Rifle, I will get Gryphon Rider. I do get rid of Small Ward. I do special summon Rider. And at this point, I do special summon Glacier. I go into Penguin Brave. Brave effect is going to activate, and at that point, my opponent disconcedes. So yeah, there was not much my opponent could do, and this was a lot of fun. Yeah, 60 card, fucking OG Elemental Hero. I love it. We'll get into the next game. Alright, so this one is against a deck that's a little more competitive. It's against Red Eyes. Now, I love Red Eyes decks, and I enjoy playing against them, so this was a lot of fun. I end up going first. We'll see if that's a mistake or not. I activate Royal Penguin's Garden. I do get Great Emperor, Royal Penguin's effect. I do decrease the level to 4. I do get rid of Deep Sea Diva. At this point, Great Emperor's effects are going to go off. I do tribute it for 2 cards, Glacier and Note Penguin. I do synchro off into the Penguin Brave. Penguin Brave's effect is going to activate. I am going to special summon a monster, but no Penguins are going to special summon first. So no Penguin's going to get onto the field. And then Brave's effect, I do get Penguin Soldier face down. Then Penguin Square's effect, I do get that. Then I'm going to synchro off into Ryzen. So that allows me to have really good, no matter what. I got bounce effects, which will bring back the No Penguin. Raisin, I could actually just negate anything he does. I'm feeling really confident. We'll see what he can pull off. He sets 3 Monster Reborns. He Monster Reborns my square. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So, sure. And at this point, he just attacks. So Soldier's effect is going to go off. Penguin's effect is going to special summon itself. I am going to banish my own square, which is fine. I'm not too upset with it, but it is what it is. Then at this point, he ends his turn. I probably should have just negated that Monster Reborn of Risen, but stuff happens. At this point, activate Garden's effect on accident, by the way. I, for some reason, was just stupid. So at that point, I normal summon my Ash Blossom because I don't think he has anything to go into Hulk. At this point, activate Hulk's effect. I do get Despot, and then I'm going to go into Mecha Phantom Beast of Lordon. I will get 3 tokens. Now, you will notice I cannot special summon the Despot because my zones are clogged. So kind of sucks. I should have done something else, but hey. I activate Mecha Phantom Beast's effect by getting rid of one of my tokens to pop a back row. I popped Stamping Destruction. Dude, this deck is crazy. Now I'm just going to go in for a bunch of damage because I can. Not almost lethal, but not quite there. It's going to be my opponent's turn. He activates Blackstone of Legend. He tributes it to get Red Eye's Archfiend of Lightning. He attacks my Penguin Brave, and at that point he just concedes. This deck was crazy. I loved it. Bravo to whoever that was. I enjoyed it, and we'll get into the next game. Alright, so this is the last game here, and it is a fun one against Heretic Dragon. Now, Heretic Dragon turned out to be a lot of fun. I got to play them or play against them, so this was just a blast to see. So I hope you all enjoy. Now, I end up going first. I activate Small Ward beginning, revealing my Shahada. And I reveal something different. I activate, reveal Glacier to add Deep Sea Diva for my next turn. Now I'm going to activate Water Enchantress to banish it to add Rite of Aramesir for my deck. Now I'm going to activate that card to get a token. and I get Rightful Adventure on the field. Rightful Adventure's effect is going to go off. I do get the Gryphon Rider. Gryphon Rider will discard this square, and at this point, I'm going to special summon the Gryphon Rider. Now, I'm feeling pretty decent here because now I activate Draco back, and then I'm going to end my turn. Feeling pretty good. There's not too much my opponent could do. So I'm feeling pretty good. My opponent activates Hermetic Seal to special summon Sue. He activates Sue's effect by discarding a card to pop one of mine. I do negate that because I don't want that to happen. And yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Gryphon Rider gets shuffled back to the deck. And at this point, my opponent activates Sue's effect from the graveyard to special summon a card. I do ash that because I don't want him to get more advantage. So, not allowing that to happen. And now at this point, my opponent is going to set one card and end his turn. So, feeling pretty good. At this point, I am going to Draco back. I bounce his card. And I'm going to go for game. I activate Deep Sea Diva. Deep Sea Diva, special summon Deep Sea Diva, and my opponent concedes. So yeah, there you go. There's the 3 games. I hope you enjoyed. They have been truly a blast to play. Like I said, sadly, this will be my last Penguin deck. Read the description of the adventure cards you need. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And I hope you all enjoy. Next video will be Assault Mode Activate. Yet again, my updated version. So anyway, I hope you all enjoy.